Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us on Sports Live on this Christmas Eve edition. Now, South African swimmers were bidding to qualify for the World Aquatics Championships trials, which were held in Durban in a 5-day event last week. To tell us more about that is the Swimming South Africa President, Alan Fritz, who is joining us in studio. Good evening, Alan, and thank you so much for making time, especially on Christmas Eve. Let's talk about the athletes that have qualified. How many are we speaking of?
Thank you very much, and it's good to be in the studio. And greetings to the swimming community and have a fantastic Christmas. We have 14 swimmers that are going to the World Champs. We are pretty much where we want to be in terms of athletes that qualified for the World Champs. But you know the showpiece is, of course, Paris. We have about 7 to 8 girls in the team, or women, and about 6 boys or men in the team. Of course, the Tatiana Schoenmakers, Lara van die Kerk, Kaylin Corbett, Aaron Gallagher, and the likes are leading the charge at the World Champs. So we pretty much aim to be in the finals. If we achieve finals in some of the events, we are doing well. But we do have, you know, the world of swimming changes very fast.
Yeah.
We do have an uphill battle against, we've seen with the Chinese and the Russians that were here in the country. They were swimming very well, and we have a lot of ground to make up post-COVID, of course.
Sure.
But our athletes will not sort of disappoint the nation, and we really have a strong team to go to Doha. Of course, there's still some opportunity for athletes to qualify for Paris at our national championships. We have 2 Grand Prix meets that are coming up early in the year. So it's a busy swimming season for us.
I wanted us to chat about that in terms of the athletes that didn't qualify at the trials in Durban. What other opportunities are there for them?
Yes, there is, of course, our national championships, and there's the World Championships itself for those that are going. As I said, there are 14 athletes going. We are pretty much sure that 2 or 3 will still come through. There were 2, Clayton Jimmy was very close, Jaden Eaton was very close, and they would make the color of the team a little bit different.
Yes.
So I am hoping that they will get in and qualify for Paris, because that's actually the showpiece that everybody's focusing on. Yeah, even the international swimming calendar is congested. That's purely as a result of COVID, because 6 months ago in Japan we had the World Champs in Fukuoka. And now 6 months later, we have the World Champs in Doha and Qatar. That is our world body, the World Aquatics catching up post-COVID. But the excitement for us is more than just those that are qualifying for the World Champs. It's what the pipeline looks like. We have very exciting juniors. And what's good for us, swimmers of color are coming through, and that's important for us.
Absolutely. So when you take a look back as Swimming South Africa, the 14 that have qualified, the 3 that could, is that a good number? Do you look at this and say you have done well, or could there be room for improvement?
Look, where we are in terms of the 6 swimmers that is qualified for the Olympics, Tatiana, Kaylin, Chad Leclos, Matthew Sates, and so on. If you look at Matthew Sates' performance at World Cup events or for the World Aquatics body, very good. We hope we can step up 1 gear post the festive season, because our swimmers that are going to participate at Olympics is either in the relays, 100 fly, 200 fly, that we can make a difference, and of course the 400 IM for Matthew Sates. Peter Kutsia with the backstroke is a very good contender. But we'll see.
I want us to talk about our golden girl, Tatiana Schoenmaker. She really was absolutely sublime at the Tokyo Olympics, and of course now has qualified in the 50, 100 and 200 meters of the breaststroke. Do you think that she is now peaking at the right time, especially when you look at these huge international events that are coming up?
Yeah, I was down in Durban at the trials, and she really looked good. I haven't seen her look this good in a very long time. Wow. So I'm really thinking that our hopes are pinned on Tatiana and the likes. There's a few surprises that can still come through. Lara van die Kerk is an exceptional talent. I mean, Aaron Gallagher in the fly is an exceptional, so is Rebecca Meader in her events. And women's swimming is at a fantastic place, okay? And, our countries move to equal between sexes, which is really good, but they have surpassed our own expectations. So it's just for us to give them the best support. And with financial support to compete against the best in the world, that's where we want to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. When we talk about Chad, he's doing amazing as well, especially when you look at the fly in terms of how he's qualified for those events. But age also comes into the conversation. What do you make of that?
Looked like he's getting better with age. He had a very good swim at the trials in Durban. He's training out in Germany for a while now. He's back in the country and he really looks good. He looks in good physique shape. He's training with a previous South African coach, Dirk Lange, and it makes good reading for us putting the relays together. So he's in exceptional form, and I think if he can get into a final, he will surprise us and definitely medal.
Another notable swimmer, of course, Kaylin Corbett, who's also qualified in the breaststroke, the 200 meters. What do you make of her?
Yeah, Kaylin trains out in Tux as well, and she's the training partner of Tatiana. She proved to us at Commonwealth a year or two ago that she is a swimmer of note. And I saw her in Durban as well, and I really think in the next few competitions, she will produce very good times. She will really produce good times.
Yeah, and I mean, as a country, we are very excited, especially when we speak of these swimmers and athletes. But the biggest conversation is going to be about swimmers of color. South Africa does not have swimmers of color that are representing us at the Olympic stage or these huge international events. As Swimming South Africa, surely you're concerned.
Yes, but we are making progress. Clayton, Jimmy, and Jaden are very close to qualifying times. In fact, Clayton must be about 4th of seconds behind the qualifying time. I expect him to qualify for the showpiece. Jaden will come through, no doubt about, and it's for a long, long time that we have swimmers of colors that are really showing Olympic potential. Okay. But if you really look at where we are in our junior ranks with athletes of color, we are really making progress, and we are really behind our own schedule in terms of, but it's all facilities driven. We have very, very poor facilities in our country, well-maintained facilities, and new built facilities. If you go throughout, and I can name you at least 10 on the spot that have just has disappeared. And that's not where we want to be, because we are the #1 podium performance sport in this country.
Yes,
and we can't
our medal hopes lie on swimming.
Yeah, that's true. And we can't afford to not have facilities. We are very lucky. We're in partnerships with the Lotto to build a world-class facility down in the Western Cape, and so we want to do throughout the country. But the municipalities will have to play their part. I mean, otherwise the aquatic sport of swimming South Africa will just die a slow death. Yeah. And we can't afford that in South Africa. So we are hoping that with our investment in facilities, our investment for Flotro into Swimming South Africa, that we can bring through athletes of color throughout the world. But in diving, we are making huge progress.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic progress.
Yeah.
We had World Champs representation at Fukuoka 6 months ago, and I've been in Durban with the diving championships, and I'm really, really pleased at the progress that we're making.
No, absolutely. So just in terms of the squad announcement of the athletes who are going to be taking part in the World Champs, when can we expect that announcement?
You can expect that announcement in a day or two. Okay. Team selection has been by and large finalized. It's just ratification from our board.
All right. And I want us to chat about the Learn How to Swim program. How is that coming along?
Look, Learn to Swim program, we're making a huge investment in that. It's important for us because that's where swimming or aquatic sports starts. We had a wonderful program down in Mpumalanga and Nelspruit, in Durban on the beach. Now, this is a very hot season for us. And normally South African summers are hot. So the best place to catch the young and also because we are a sport that caters for everyone and teach people to swim is where the magnitudes are. Our children are drowning in rivers and dams that they have to cross and swim in, and we've got to teach them as quickly. So along the coast, you'll find Learn to Swim programs running this time of the year. In Sun City, there's normally a very big one, and throughout the country generally. So we are very excited that we train instructors at least 1,000 a year to help us reach the target of reducing drownings in our country.
Especially because our stat is not looking good.
Our stats are very, very high. And if you look at worldwide, South Africa must surely be one of the highest drowning. But prevention is where we should be, and that's what our Learn to Swim programs are targeting. Whether it's in rivers, whether it's in dams, whether it's at the coast, whether it's in swimming pool, we have a very, very big program that teaches children how to swim.
All right, Mr. Alan Fritz, thank you so much for making time. I know it's not a swimming-related question, but how are the Christmas plans coming along?
Christmas are good. We will stay in Joburg with my family, and I want to take this opportunity to wish your viewers a Merry Christmas, and so the swimming community as well.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that the swimming is coming along very nicely, and of course the Christmas plans as well. Thank you so much to Mr. Alan Fritz there, the Swimming South Africa president.